Hey mathematicians, it's JP with Geeky Teachy. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do standard algorithm long division using a 3-digit dividend and a 1-digit divisor with a 0 in our quotient. So notice before I've started, I've turned my paper 90 degrees so that the blue lines on my paper are going vertically. Today we're going to be dividing 682 divided by 4. So we can go ahead and draw our division box with our divisor on the outside and our dividend on the inside. Notice that I'm using each column for only 1 digit at a time. So before I get started, I need to do my multiples of 4 as well as write out my division steps. I'm going to move my multiples of 4 off to the side here. Notice that even when I'm writing my multiples, my place values are still lined up. Okay. Now that I have my multiples, I can write out my steps for division. I like to use the Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers regularly? So I'm going to divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring down, and repeat. So now that I have my multiples as well as my division steps, I can go ahead and start dividing. So I'm only going to look at my hundreds place to start. So I'm going to need to ask myself, how many times can 4 divide into 6? Well, looking at my multiples, I can go in 1 time, but 2 times is too many. So 4 can divide into 6 1 time. After I divide, I'm going to multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. After I multiply, I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 4 is 2. Now notice that my digit in my quotient is above the number that I was dividing into, as well as the number I multiplied. My product is in the same column. So that way when I'm subtracting, all my numbers line up nice and neat. So next I need to check to make sure that my remainder of 2 is smaller than my divisor of 4. If it is, I can go ahead and bring down the next digit from my dividend, creating a smaller dividend of 28. So I'm going to repeat my steps starting with division. 4 can divide into 28 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So I'm going to put my digit in my quotient above the number that I'm dividing into. After I divide, I can multiply. 7 times 4 is 28. After I multiply, I'm going to subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. Then I can check, is my remainder of 0 smaller than my divisor of 4? If it is, I can go ahead and bring down the next digit from my dividend. And my new dividend is 2. So I'm going to repeat my steps one more time. 4 divides into 2. It can't, so 0 times. I'm going to put that 0 up in my quotient above the number that I'm dividing into. After I divide, I'm going to multiply. 0 times 4 is 0. After I multiply, I can subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. And 0 minus 0 is 0. So I'm going to check, is my remainder of 2 smaller than my divisor of 4? If it is, then I can bring down the next digit in my dividend, but I have nothing left to bring down. So this 2 becomes my remainder. And my quotient is 170 with a remainder of 2.